I just wanted to share a little article that I found on the Writer's Digest Twitter page that I just enjoyed reading. It's from authormagazine.org, and it's called Writing as a Spiritual Practice. It's by William Kenower, Kenower, and it's not an article that you it doesn't sound it sounds a lot more highfalutin than it is, but you'll see what I mean. I'm just gonna read what it's a short article, so I thought I would just share it. Um, he says, I'll be giving a talk on writing as a spiritual practice in March for Wisdom Soup, a wonderful new meetup I learned about recently. If you had told me 15 years ago I'd be giving this talk, I'd have thought you had me confused with someone else. I'm a storyteller. I'd have told you, leave that stuff for the gurus. Yet here I am, and I believe any success I've had as a writer is due in large because I recognized that my daily trips to my workroom were above all else spiritual practice, whether I wanted to call them that or not. The problem I had 15 years ago was with the word spiritual. It didn't feel grounded. A spirit, it seemed to me, was a thing not of this world. And, like it or not, I most definitely was of this world. This world is where I suffered and rejoiced, where I won or lost. This is where it all happened. Yes, I'd often drift into fantasy where the world was different, where I was different, and where things worked out differently. But then I'd awaken, and there I'd be, right back where I had started, in a world I could not control. Of course, at the same time, I'd go every day to my desk and imagine a world different than the one I could see, hear, or touch. This imagining, which I called writing, was different than fantasy. I wasn't trying to change what was when I wrote. I was trying to see it differently, whether through fiction or memory. What happened at the desk, when it all went well, felt more like reality than invention. In fact, when it went very well, writing felt more like reality than much of what I experienced as I careened around that world I could see and hear and touch. If only I could live the way I wrote, I'd sometimes lament. Then I'd never have to fantasize ever again. I'm still not a fan of the word spiritual, but I have not come up with a better one to describe the totality of that which exists beyond my five senses. Nor have I come up with a better word to describe the constant, daily, moment to moment practice of remembering that most of what I call reality, what I've called the world, is really just a story. It is not the rain I've experienced, but the story I told myself about the rain, that it was good or bad, that it should or should not have fallen. The rain is nothing. The story is everything. And you can't touch a story. So I was correct when I believed I was just a storyteller. We all are. The question is whether I will tell my stories on purpose or live a story I would never read or share. It is a choice I make every moment of every day, when I practice and practice, whether I'm writing, speaking, eating, or walking in the rain. And again, that was written by William Kenower, Kenower. He has a book called Fearless Writing, How to Create Boldly and Write with Confidence. And he has a website, williamkenower.com. So if you want to learn more about him or read more of his thoughts and writing, you can go there and check him out. I haven't looked at anything else, but I just liked that little article. It just kind of made me... I've been thinking lately about how if I focus on writing, trying to make my writing perfect, it is very difficult to get started. However, if I start thinking about my writing as trying to create a story that's interesting, and trying to come up with ideas that intrigue, entertain, sadden me, whatever it is, that is so much more beneficial and more interesting. I don't think when we try to aim for perfection, when I tried to aim for perfection or an idealized version of my writing. It's just, you can't hardly get anywhere to begin with. And then when you actually do get in front of the computer, it's like, yeah, maybe I should just go watch TV or something. So that's kind of what I'm trying to focus on. And that, I kind of felt like this article kind of spoke to that a little bit, about how it's about, writing is about telling some interesting things. It's about ideas. It's not about perfection. It's about living, in a sense. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Hope you have a great night.